So this company, Chuwi, they sent me their brand new 2023 UBook X. It's a 2K touchscreen display 2-in-1 tablet. It's a Windows 11 PC, and I love stuff like this. I bought a Microsoft Surface Pro 7 when it first came out, and I was in love with that thing. I used it all the time. Productivity, some light gaming and whatnot. Then when the Surface Pro 8 came out, I thought I was upgrading, got rid of the 7, got the 8, and it was missing certain things I was accustomed to having with the 7. Was disappointed. And when I seen this thing, when Chuwi hit me up, I was like, oh man, it's got a micro SD card slot. The Surface Pro 8 didn't have that. I was all for it. So this thing's a very reasonable priced device here and can come in handy in my opinion. But what I wanted to do was test it out with some retro gaming, some emulation. I have a hard drive right here, Launchbox build on there. We're gonna plug it in, see what this thing is capable of. It's not gonna be capable of a very high-end gaming, but you know, maybe for the right crowd, this will be a cool thing. So we have a Intel Core i5 210Y processor, 12-inch 2K touchscreen display. They say 3D stereo sound. There's a speaker on the bottom, on the left and right down here. Let me show you. Very, very tiny little speakers down there. It also does have the stand that kind of just closes up. And there you go, the UBook X. And you can get this with the keyboard attachment. This thing is not like permanently attached to it. You can just use it in tablet mode, which when I've had the Surface Pro and this, I would use these things all the time, play like Magic the Gathering Arena, watch YouTube videos. Really does come in handy in my opinion to have something like this. But let me get that back on there. So they have this bundle that comes with the keyboard attachment. Let me open up the stand a little bit. Has the keyboard attachment, and then their, I think, what is this one called? The HiPen H7. And this pen's actually pretty good. It's, you know, powered by a quadruple A battery, which I'm fine with. You know, you can find those not as common as other batteries, but they're available out there. But the batteries should last quite a while. But it's just like the Surface Pen, where like it's going to recognize it even without it touching the screen. Then you do have some buttons on the side that you can go into the pen services and change what they do. Very responsive. Pen works great. The keyboard, on the other hand, it's kind of a basic keyboard, nothing fancy. It works just fine. The little touchpad down here is a decent size. I haven't had any issues using that. But yeah, kind of nice to have something like this. But what I wanted to do was plug in this hard drive. We do have some ports on the side. Normally it's powered or charged through this, I don't think it's that jack. I think it's on the other side. This barrel jack for power, which I don't really like because then it's like not as portable, you know, you got to use this thing, but you don't have to. It does have a USB-C, a full-featured USB-C on the side, and you can power it with that, and that will charge the battery, pass through power, all that good stuff. So that's a good thing because, yeah, now it's a little more portable, you know, instead of taking this thing around, you could have one of those like Anker 737 power bricks and keep this thing going. It has a 38 watt, 5,000 milliamp hour battery built in. From my tests, doing some light gaming, I got a couple hours out of it before it got down to around like 25, 30%, somewhere around there. But let's go ahead and jump into this drive. Let me plug that in. So before I jump into a game, I'm actually going to change the display resolution to 1080p because with Launchbox, a lot of times some of the games will kind of get messed up. So I'm going to put it to 1080p for now. So a little Nintendo 64 Mario Kart action. It was stuttering a bit getting started. I haven't done any tweaks to the emulator settings. This is just running off of that Launchbox build that I previously did a video on. But it seems to be playing okay once you get into the game. Okay, so I did switch to the 256 gigabyte CoinOps build, which I've also featured on my channel in the past. Downloaded that, have it on a hard drive, booted up. I tried playing GameCube through the Launchbox build, and as these are just plug-and-play builds, I'm not sure on how the emulators are set up and whatnot, and I didn't want to go tweaking anything at this time. But just depending on, you know, settings and things like that, you may get better performance with some of these systems. GameCube, through that 2 terabyte Launchbox build that is available on Amazon, this game wouldn't even load right. It was just missing graphics, all sorts of stuff. So probably just some tweaks to get it running. Here, it's running better, but still slightly sluggish. I mean, the processor we have, the graphics we have with this like tablet PC is not going to be crazy amazing. Not really meant for gaming, but you should still be able to get a bit of light gaming going. So PS1, I mean, PlayStation 1 will run on a potato daisy chained to a pickle attached to your mom's Vibe, no problem. So not surprising to see here that, yeah, PS1's going to run great on this UBook X. So Sega Saturn, I've noticed, I've loaded a couple games, been having some issues with Saturn on here, running pretty slow, as you can see here. So a little Dreamcast action, and you know, though Saturn may not run very well, Dreamcast seems to run a lot better on this system. Just trying to give you guys an idea of what this, you know, thing can be capable of. So here's a little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge running just fine. Probably can't hear the audio, even though it's like up to 100%. The speakers are not great. It's my biggest criticism here. You know, if you're in a completely quiet room, maybe they'll be a little bit better. But for me, I could barely hear them. They're not good. They're not good at all. It might get the job done for some people. But overall, I mean, this tablet, this PC tablet, whatever you want to call it, it can come in handy for a lot of people. And it's, you know, price-wise, it's nowhere near the cost of like a Windows Surface Pro, a newer one. You know, those you will get, you know, most likely better performance with the processors they use and whatnot. But if you're in the market for a budget option and this is something, you know, that would be useful to you for some light gaming, productivity, watching videos, checking emails, kind of stuff I would use mine for, then yeah, this might be a decent option. It does get a little warm. Been playing this thing for about an hour now, and it's, you know, if I had this in my lap, it wouldn't kill me, but you know, it is getting a little warm here. So that's one thing. But my Surface Pro would get warm as well. That's kind of to be expected in this small form factor. But yeah, some light gaming, indie gaming. It's a neat thing. Nice display, I think. Overall, decent build quality. Just kind of wish the speakers didn't suck. But there you go. Appreciate you guys. If you're interested, I'll put a link down below. They sell it tablet only or as a full kit with the pen, which I think is decent. And the keyboard as well, which is very similar, I think, to the Windows Surface keyboards. Doesn't really seem like it's much worse than those or better, just kind of very similar in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think. Really do appreciate you guys. Bye.